The Series 6100 cleans my teeth beautifully every time. It has 3 key features I look for in an electric toothbrush: a timer, a pacer, and a pressure sensor. It has good battery life, lovely designed, and is a brush I would happily use daily. But I'd urge caution if you're considering this brush. Its typical selling price is straying into the higher end of what I would consider worth paying for. You can get similar features for less money with other models. Boasting the next generation Sonicare technology, the 6100 offers the ultimate Philips cleaning experience. I have no complaints. The enhanced technology is supposed to deliver more consistent cleaning performance in tight spaces of the mouth, such as when the bristles are under pressure between the molar teeth and my cheek. Compared to other Sonicare models, I can't say that I personally noticed any meaningful difference, but I also can't say there are no improvements. As you will see from the plaque disclosing images, the cleaning results are spot on and as good as I would expect of any electric toothbrush. Unlike more affordable models, the 6100 offers up to 6 different brushing configurations. The low, medium and high intensity can be chosen for each of the 2 cleaning modes, clean and sensitive. An LED with mode label is available on the handle, and there are LEDs for the intensity too. Unlike the Series 5300, it's easy for me to see how I have configured the brush. It will automatically power off at the end of the cleaning cycle and defaults to the last used mode when I switch it back on again. In use, it produces an audible humming sound which is more pleasant than the more mechanical sound of many Oral-B brushes. I registered a maximum reading of 63 decibels. The Series 6100 has 2 buttons on the handle. One turns the brush on and off, whilst the other controls the mode and intensities. Neither are not too soft or too firm to press. They are definitely easier to use than the seamless button design on the premium Prestige 9900. I'm somewhat surprised that the 6100 doesn't have a seamless design, because it was brought in by all accounts to improve durability and reliability. I've not seen anything from my use that would suggest this button configuration poses a risk to the brush, but I have had reports in the past on other models. With regular cleaning, such issues should be prevented. The lack of textured surfaces make it super easy to keep clean, if perhaps not as user-friendly for some. I don't think the lack of grip is a big issue for many unless you have a disability whereby you really struggle. Even when wet, the matte finish to the plastic handle is surprisingly tacky and doesn't slide from the fingers. The handle is nicely balanced and comparable to most electric toothbrushes I have used. Being plastic, it doesn't show marks quite like the metallic handle of the much talked about Life and Wave brush. It is a bit thicker in the palm than the 3100 series, for example, but then again the battery offers over twice the usage time at 48 days. Both cleaning modes last for 2 minutes, but unlike the vast majority of brushes, the 6100 has a 20-second sextant pacing rather than the 30-second quadrant pacing many of us are familiar with. Like most Sonicare handles sold today, the Series 6100 has a pressure sensor. If I apply too much force, which is damaging to my teeth and gums, not only does the sound of the brush change, the handle vibrates. It's a very clear signal to me whether I'm paying attention or not. I like how it works for blind users too. Oral-B, for example, only illuminate an LED, which isn't always practical. The 6100 is one of a select few Sonicare brushes that does also boast an LED when the sensor is active. A purple light is emitted from the light ring at the bottom edge of the handle. Having this illuminated is not a good thing. Lay off the forceful brushing if you see it. My 6100 came with the newer and soft S2 brush head, which I like a lot. It's one of a wide range of brush head styles the company offers. In reality, the cleaning results don't really differ between each. I've found it's worth worrying more about your technique than specific brush head style. A couple of other LEDs exist on the handle, both of which are useful. There's the 3 for the battery charge status, and then there is one for the brush head replacement reminder system. The advice is to replace a brush head on average every 3 months. Bristles wear and subsequently clean less effectively. The brush sink heads that Philips manufacture have an RFID chip built in, which the 6100 tracks. Once the recommended usage time has been hit, the LED and vibration pattern the handle creates is an alert to me to replace the head. Whilst I don't like or advocate for more e-waste, this feature is useful as I tend to forget when I replace my bristles last. Unlike the Series 6500 or 7100, the 6100 does not have Bluetooth connectivity. I don't think this is a great loss. Provided you familiarise yourself with the correct brushing technique, the 6100 does a lot of the hard work for you. Yes, the data it tracks can be useful, but it likely won't highlight something you don't really know. I do think the tracking on the Sonicare Diamond Clean and Prestige models is better, as it gives real-time feedback on parts of the mouth you might not have brushed properly. It's a subtle change in the right direction, but the Series 6100 doesn't come wrapped in plastic in the box. Paper sleeves have been used instead. To coincide with these changes, Philips has tried to reduce plastic use by adapting the provided charging stand. It has a USB Type-A connector at the end and not a 2-pin adapter you might expect. No USB to 2-pin adapter is included in the box. This can be purchased separately. A small gripe I have is that Philips prints on the box of this European version as having been made in the Netherlands. It's not strictly true when printed on the base of the charging stand are the words "Made in China." It feels a little unethical to make such claims. With a retail price well in excess of £200, the Series 6100 is by no means cheap. You should be able to buy it for less than £100, but the variant with a travel case may cost a bit more. Replacement brush heads are around £7 each, making this brush more expensive than the likes of the Oral-B Pro 3 that can clean the teeth just as well. That said, the IO4 is technically and aesthetically better matched and can have a higher ownership cost over 3 years, subject to the ever-changing prices. I like the 6100 a lot. I can't really say much bad about it, particularly when Sonicare includes small touches that other brands don't. I can activate or disable the pressure sensor, for example. It beeps and vibrates when placed on the charger too. These things have a value. I don't advocate for paying more than you are comfortable with for this brush, as you can save a lot of money buying other brushes that clean the teeth well. But there is a small justifiable premium in the 6100 in my opinion.